Hey there, friends, and welcome back to Another Look. Another Look is a chance for us to take a quick surface look at what's coming up in the readings for this Sunday. I'm sitting out here in one of my favorite rooms in my house. It's our three-season room. It's a room that's fairly well monitored temperature-wise in every season except the dead of winter. But today it's absolutely gorgeous. The sun is shining, the breeze is blowing, and we get to look out over my shoulder and see part of my garden and a few other things. And you may look at that and go, why are you telling me that? Or another way of saying that is, whatever. Well, I say that because I wanted you to say whatever. Because whatever is kind of our theme for today. And we say whatever, and we mean a couple things. Sometimes there's that sarcastic, almost sassy kind of whatever. Whatever, and we throw the hand up as if we don't care. And then there's the whatever it takes, whatever you want. Well, that's kind of the whatever we're talking about. Okay, so let's take a look at our readings for today. Our first reading from the Old Testament is going to be from Isaiah chapter 25. And this is God will do whatever it takes, right? God has a whatever in mind. It goes like this. On this mountain, the Lord of hosts will make for all peoples a feast of rich food, a feast of well-aged wines, of rich food full of marrow and aged wine refined. Okay, now that may not mean a whole lot to most of us, but the idea is God has a beautiful whatever in mind. Like whatever you could dream up as your absolute most amazing thing doesn't even come close to what God has in store. This passage from Isaiah 26 is God's ultimate provision. It's that forward-focused, that end of times, that Jesus returns and takes us back to heaven kind of reality. We wonder, what does it look like? Right? We ask ourselves those questions. What does heaven look like? Whatever you can think up doesn't even come close. You see, that's our first type of whatever. Your whatever doesn't even touch the whatevers that God has in store. All right, so the second reading for today, that one's from Philippians chapter 4. We're going to dig deeper into this one on Sunday morning, so I'm not going to spend a ton of time on that one, but whatever, right? And so he goes there, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, whatever it takes, whatever it takes. Like, this is one of those ones where, what's it going to take for you and I to see, to be able to let other people see the love of God in Christ Jesus that's part of who we are? Well, whatever it takes, right? Whatever you can dream up that's pure and commendable and lovely and honorable and all those things, whatever those things might be, those are the things we need to be doing for one another to demonstrate the wonders of God's glory and grace and might and mercy. So God far surpasses whatever you have in store. Whatever you can dream up, what he has in store for you is far better. And then there's Philippians 4, which says, you should be able to do whatever it takes. And now we come to the other whatever, the whatever of Matthew chapter 22. That's the parable of the wedding feast. Now, the parable of the wedding feast is this story where there's a wedding that's going to take place, and there's this feast that's been laid out, and they're inviting all the guests in, and the guests are doing the sassy whatever. They're doing the whatever, we don't want to come. They're doing that whatever that nobody wants to hear. It's the 13-year-old daughter who says whatever and throws her hand up as she walks out the room. That's what all of these people are saying who were invited to the feast, right? So like, there's this beautiful banquet. There's the bride is dressed perfectly. The groom is excited. The banquet hall is rented. The parents, like everybody's there except for the guests. All the honored people are there, but the guests just don't want to show up because, well, whatever. Because they think anything is better. Because they think they can do it better. Now, if we put all three of these passages together, the word whatever actually shows the different stages of our lives as followers of Christ. There are moments in our lives when God says, I love you. I've given my son to die for you. I would do anything for you. And we go, yeah, whatever. We don't need you. Right? That's the sinful side of us saying, God, your gift isn't good enough. That's the parable of the wedding feast. And then there's when we start to realize the depth of God's love, when we start to realize that Jesus lived and died and rose, and we actually understand what that means, then we realize that God did whatever it took to love us, and we're compelled to do whatever it takes to let other people know of God's love. Then we start focusing on those whatever is true and honorable, just, pure, lovely, commendable. We start to see the things that should just completely envelop our entire lives. All those beautiful whatevers in life start to come to the surface. And then they allow us to see the final whatever, the whatever of Isaiah chapter 25. That whatever that says, whatever you can dream up that heaven might be like, not even close. Your biggest whatever won't even touch the corner of heaven. The biggest whatever moment you can dream up, the biggest, most amazing, perfect whatever that you can think heaven might be like, that's like the shadow underneath the chair I'm sitting in. Doesn't even come close to the amazing glory of what God has in store for us. So whatever. Maybe that should be our theme for this weekend. The rest of the week. Find a way that you can look around and see whatever is around you and realize that this doesn't come close to the wonders of what God has in store for you. Whatever will never touch how great God's love is for you. So have a whatever kind of week. Be well, friends.